Hello, I'm going to take some creepy psychology tests. We were talking about creepy psychological or sociological studies over Christmas when we all had our annual friend meetup, and it kind of made me think maybe some online tests, they'll probably be silly, but it might be fun. So let's have a look. Right. This one is supposed to be, you're supposed to look at the pictures and pick one, and it's supposed to say something about your personality. So I'm supposed to pick the one that really is horrible to me, that I don't like. And it's number 2. He just looks really creepy to me. Yeah, number 2 is the one that he just looks very confrontational and unpleasant. Interpretations. Number 2. Epileptic. Okay. When we talk about personality disorders associated with brain disease, damage, and dysfunction, as occurs in some cases of epilepsy, some of the diagnostic features can be impulsiveness, irritability, the outbursts of anger and aggression. If this stout gentleman with a round head caused revulsion and fear in you, it is likely that early in your childhood you repressed some of such feelings and behaviours to your subconscious. Denial. It is most likely that you are a kind and peaceful person. Being meek and friendly, you give the impression of a responsible and self-controlled person. You are stable in your feelings and easily bond with people, ideas and objects. Well, I don't know if this is like the typical sort of Derren Brown thing where he says, where he points out that if you say something vague enough, it will correspond to whatever you want. But there's things I disagree in there with, but there's also some quite freakish stuff, like being meek and mild, but I've got secret outbursts of anger. Like, I really do my best to be a good person, I really do, but I have this uncontrollable rage. Okay. Let's go to the creepiest personality test. Of course, I googled creepy tests, you know, it's me. This is a short personality test. It is meant to trigger your subconscious. The questions are designed to trigger a response from your more automated pre-lingual brain. Right, whatever. The test requires quick and honest answers. There are no correct answers, but you must answer as quickly and as honestly as you can. The short explanations will follow each question. Are you ready? Here we go. Question 1. The bird. It is your favourite time of day. You are sitting in the park thinking about your life. Suddenly you notice a bird in front of you staring right at you. What colour is the bird? Red. Okay. Okay. This is what the answer means. Colourful. You have a very positive outlook on life. This is pretty simplistic. Like, I'm not a simplistic fool, you know. People are complicated. Right. Question 2, the balloon. You are locked in a room with a single red balloon. Your hands are tied behind your back. How are you going to pop the balloon? With my head. With my head? Is that weird? Okay. You refuse to pop it. You sometimes fear doing anything that will make things worse. With your hands turning round. Other more convoluted methods. You often overthink your life and your situations. Okay, I'm going to give them that. That's a bit weird. Oh, hang on. Right. Question 3, the blood. At yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror. Your hands are covered in blood. Whose blood is it? Somebody else's. I didn't actually give a specific. This is what your answer means. Unknown. You let life happen to you, not eager to take control. Okay, that is true. I don't know. Just one of those types of people, I suppose. I try, but, you know, everything's effort. Right, question 4. The bedroom. You're lying on your bed in the middle of the night. There's a scratching sound on the window. What do you think it is? It's obviously a monster. Something supernatural. You are more of a dreamer who knows bad things might happen. Yeah. Final question, the beholder. There is a presence watching you. You do not notice the evil presence. It knows all your secrets. It hates you. It wants to kill you. Now the final question is, where is the presence hiding? Behind me. Watching from afar? No. In this very room? Close. Behind you, you are right. That was daft. Right, okay. Oops. I just got rid of one. The inner you. Should I do that or the psychopath test? I'm pretty sure I'm not a psychopath though. Like, I spend all my time worrying about other people, so... Oh, let's do it anyway. Okay, psychopathy is a personality disorder that is similar to antisocial personality, blah, blah, blah. Right, I'm impulsive by nature. My emotions swing rapidly. It happens often that I'm enjoying a party or any activity and suddenly I have no interest in it at all. I can become quite haughty and arrogant sometimes. I'm going to say no because I often don't enjoy a party before I've even got there. So, no. Next. I don't want Cher. No, she's not my favourite singer. Sorry. Whether it is any object or feeling, it's mine, and I think sharing it with people who don't understand it is an insult of me, although I have my own creative and unique ways to express my emotions. No, God. I'm an attention seeker. I like it in a group only when people pay attention to what I think, say and do. I'm not very comfortable while just listening to others and having no interest shown for me. I pay special attention to my appearance and presentation and become very annoyed when someone outshines me. It's a no, but also, like, everyone's got maybe a bit of that in them. I mean, I'm not someone who likes strangers to pay attention to me, but at the same time, if it's a group of friends, you know, you like to talk but also listen, so I don't know, I'll say somewhat. I love myself and don't mind. No. It's hard for me to commit to a long-term relationship. Okay, me and Bill will have been together for 5 years this December, so I have had many brief relations and affairs, and my choice in sexual partners can be very indiscriminate depending on my mood and chances. I can have several relationships at the same time and not shy to talk about sexual conquest. Compared to others, the commitments I make are relatively inconsistent, undependable and unreliable. Well, that was me when I was around 21, as it is for most people, I'm sure. And I have no problem talking about past relations, but now, no. Okay, I have a strong craving to win. I want to succeed in every area I spread my wing. No. I'm not a psychopath. I think I can quite safely say that. I might, however, take the antisocial test at some point, but I'm not a psychopath. No. Okay, so let's start this. Let's give it a go. The forest. Imagine you are suddenly walking in a forest. You are on a path that winds its way through the trees. Question 1. Look at the trees. Are they organised in a pattern, or are they just spread around without any patterns, just in chaotic form? Oh, should I write this down? I don't know. No pattern. Question 2. Is it nighttime or daytime? Nighttime. 3. Is the path wide, narrow, well travelled, or hardly seen? Hardly seen. You continue to walk on the path when you suddenly see a key lying on the ground. What does the key look like? Old or new, big or small? What do you think it unlocks? I think it's a dirty key, and it will unlock that little door like it in Coraline and take me to an alternative world. Do you pick up the key or leave it there? Obviously I'll pick it up. Continue to walk along the path. I see a bear. Bear is my nickname for Bill. Is the bear menacing or friendly? Does it scare you? It's friendly because Bill is a bear. How big is the bear? He's that big. I don't know, 5, 8, 10, I don't know. The bear vanishes into the woods and you continue on your path. Suddenly you see an urn standing in the middle of the path. Describe the urn. What is it made of? What is that thing that comes out of, you know, that thing? Stone. Oh, stone, yeah. As you approach the urn, is something inside it. What is it? Magical powder. Right, I end up at a house. What kind of house? Big or small? It's a massive gingerbread house. From inside the house you hear a man raving. He sounds deranged and he keeps screaming for you to unlock the door and let him out. He sounds quite insane, but he pleads with you to open the door. Yes, of course I open the door. Suddenly everything becomes white. You are no longer on the path. You are no longer anywhere. Everything is white around you and featureless. You don't know where you are. If you walk, nothing changes. You shout, but no one hears. Everything is the same, no matter what you do or for how long you do it. What do? Do you give up and stay in the same place? Do you continue exploring and try to find ways out, although nothing succeeds? How long do you keep trying? To keep trying, there has to be a way. Right, I have finished. Okay, the forest. The forest represents your inner world, connected to both your past as a child and to your present as an adult. If the trees are organised, so are you. No. Haphazard pattern of trees could indicate that these things are less important to you and you're more concerned with the essence of things rather than how they are presented. That's a really polite way of saying I'm a messy bitch. I am, so it's okay. 2. As the forest also represents your childhood, the choice between light and dark may indicate how you perceive that period in your life. I said dark. Okay. May also indicate your present situation of optimism versus pessimism. Sunlit forest may indicate you are positive, blah, blah, blah. Darkness may mean you currently experience a lot of fear or view your childhood in a darker, more frightening way. Best we don't get into that. The path is very simply the path that you're following. A wide, clear path indicates certainty in what you're doing and where you're going. You have plans and they are clear to you. A narrow, rarely travelled or dark path may indicate hesitation, fear of the future and the unknown, or just a preference for not knowing what the future holds, enjoying the surprise. Well, I kind of have got a fairly clear idea of what I'm trying to do, and I suppose there are some things that I'm not too, up on, but generally I think I know what I'm doing, so no. The key represents your desires, whether work-related or personal. It represents a promise or threat, something unknown that could be either the gateway to your dreams or open something you'd rather remain locked. The age of the key may indicate how old this dream of yours is. An ornamental key may hint at opening up treasures and unknown goods that you covet. An ancient key may indicate that you long for something surprising, some treasure to change your life. I didn't go into size. So maybe, maybe who doesn't want a surprise or a change, or, you know, I don't want a massive change. I'm happy. No, I don't know. 5. Your choice of taking the key with you or leaving it behind tells us if the key represents a desire or a threat. If you have things you'd rather stay hidden, a key may be a threat and you'd leave it there. If your desires are stronger than your fears, you will pick it up and take it with you, which is what I did. The bear represents your problems and challenges in life. Did I not take this one seriously enough? I'm not entirely sure, but I just said what was in my head. Right, the more menacing the bear, the more worried you are about life's problems. If the bear is just a bear walking in the woods, you may feel your problems are not a large threat and can be dealt with. Yeah, I mean, I have really bad anxiety, but, you know, one day at a time. If the bear is friendly, you may feel like you're in control of your problems and usually come out the victor. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, kind of. Often. I'm still here, so that's good. The size of the bear is in direct relation to how big you perceive your problems to be. Well, that's kind of difficult because it was Bill, so I don't know. Urn, right. If the urn, oh right, ancestry, yeah. If the urn is large, the connection to your parents or previous generations looms large in your life. Did I say it was big? I might have. An ancient urn, which is kind of what I was thinking, may indicate you feel far removed from them, while a newer urn made from modern materials may mean they still have relevance. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Question 9. Whatever is in the urn represents what you feel you have in connection with past generations. Magic powder. Some do not see anything in the urn. Some see water. Some people see sand. If you see living things in the urn, then the connection is still relevant. Magic powder isn't really here. But I think that's a good sign. Magic powder. Yeah, I think that's nice. The house, which was a big gingerbread house, represents both the unknown and, for some people, the size of their dreams. A big fancy house may point to bigger dreams of wealth and prosperity. Possibly. While a smaller house may point to less desire. No. The shrieking madman represents your trust of other human beings. Well, I was nervous, but I did trust him, so... Your decision to open the door indicates you are more willing to help others, although they may pose a threat to you. Well, as Bill can testify to the man that I told off who was on a motorbike and barged over to a lady in a car with a child. Yeah. I don't know what comes over me sometimes. I'm very protective. I don't know why. The white, where nothing changes, represents death. It can also represent lack of change. Most people begin by looking around and trying to find a way out. However, some do not and merely accept this situation. Those that fight, search, explore and will not stop doing so are not ready to accept the concept of death, of the end of change. They want their lives to continue to evolve and are not ready to think of its ending. Yeah, I mean, who isn't afraid of death? I mean, you know, I'm aware that it's going to happen, but, I mean, everyone's scared of death. Okay, well, that was stuff. We did things, and they were stuff and good. I'll see you next week. Bye.